Hello and welcome to Popalong RC on one of the hottest days of the year. I've got aircon in here, but I'm not going to put it on because it's probably going to be a bit noisy. However, just a few updates on what we've got coming up, a few updates on some cars and bits and pieces. Starting with these mics here. So we have, they weren't very expensive to be honest, but we've invested in some new mics, the DJI ones. So that is why you probably will hear me much clearer than you normally would. So that's the first upgrade to the channel. Anyway, car upgrades. Let me show you. Right, walking around. Okay, so this here, if you haven't seen already, is the Ralo DSK 1/8 scale e-buggy. Right, so if you haven't seen already, we went to Hearts and we raced these cars at Hearts. And yeah, really good. Didn't disappoint until I broke this bit here. So in this version, which is the ready to run version, you got this plastic bit, which actually does look quite strong, but obviously it's a weak point, and consequently ordered up the new and improved upgrade for this car. And I cannot wait to get this car back up and running. They did send me some further upgrades to make the I got like carbon fibre battery mounts, so I can use two 2S lipos in there, which I might well do. I'm trying to keep it sort of relatively stock really, because I just want to, we can't always afford top of the range cars when we want to go racing, and I'm just trying to see if it's competitive as it kind of is really. But that was a necessary upgrade because that obviously broke. Now I've since spoke to people about the Ralo cars, and people, the word on the street is people are kind of, some people don't want to buy them because they're worried about spares and things like that. You can't just go down the shop and buy the spares. I do kind of get that. However, I have to say I ordered that part and it was with me within a week. So yeah, I kind of guess what people are saying. It'd be nice if Ralo kind of had a shop which they would let distribute their stuff or sell their stuff. That would be very, very good. So Ralo, if you're listening, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe Hearts RC models might be a place to go, because I would say that's probably the best 1/8 scale track in the country. Certainly the best track that I've been to. So anyway, a little bit about that. The only thing I want to do is get a decent shell for it, because I ain't loving that. I ain't loving that. Anyway, keep an eye on the channel because we're going to be racing those soon. Okay, next thing on the list is, you might have seen this already, the Temp Technology Predator. I'm just gathering bits and pieces to get this car up and running. I'm going to whack one of those in to this car, and I have got Pitman Dave, friend of the channel, to thank for this. He hasn't given us this. This is another loan car, which really works out well for us when people lend us stuff, because we tend to sort of build them up, race them, and sort of give them back really. So because this would be super expensive to buy. So if you don't know, this Temp Technology Predator, it's got some hop-up options on here. They're not the original shocks, and also it's got the belt and braces diffs, because back in the day the diffs apparently used to kind of fall apart on the regular. However, I am assured that this is belt and braces and can handle up to about a 6 turn. So I don't know whether or not to put a 6 turn in this, 6.5, 7, and race it with modern stuff, because I think it will be quite good up against modern stuff. What do you think? Put it in the comments. Should we go old school with it, put 10.5 and stick to the rules and go racing with the old stuff? Or should we race it on carpet? You know, I know there's a couple of companies at the moment getting ready to release their own kind of versions of these cars, but super nice. Never had one back in the day. It's a privilege to be able to work on one and run one now. I did run an absolute original at Revival 2 years ago, and it was brilliant. And again, it was thanks to Pitman Dave. So if you're watching, Dave, thanks for your support. You are a legend, sir. Big thanks as well to Steve. We like to call him My Precious Steve. Davies. He has been pointing me in the right direction as opposed to how to get the steering working on this car. He's the man. He's the Predator guru. Anyway, cheers for that, and I look forward to getting that on the track. Right, okay, over to this car. Now you might have seen this. We raced it at Stockfold this weekend. Love the car. I actually, although I love the car, and it went well. I don't know whether this is better than my Cougar Classic. So I don't know whether to run this car at Revival or this car. The last time I drove this car was at the wheel spin GP that we did a few months back, and it did all right. I think I was like 4th or 5th, something like that in the A, which is really good for me. Please don't have a go at me about the Team Associated shocks. I've had a little bit of beef about that of late, but they were lying around, so as opposed to buying new ones, I stuck them in. Super lovely car this, so I don't know whether to go with this or this. I'm running short wheelbase on this and I need some advice, so please listen to this next bit and advise me accordingly. There's some better RC gurus out there than me. I don't claim to be an RC guru. This is running short wheelbase with its MSP arms. Will it work at Hearts like that? Will it work at Stockfold like that? Because I don't know. Never run it. I do prefer this car over this one. It seems to be a little bit more planted. Whether or not that's due to the big bore shocks, I'm not too sure. What do you reckon? Should we go this? Should we go this for Revival? I don't know. Should we do both? Maybe that'll make for some good content. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments, please. Just a quick one. Big shout out to RKS Racing. Kindly 3D printed off one of these battery boxes. And it is absolutely first class. Sturdy, works well. Hunt those guys down and get yourself one. It was even, look at that. Look at that. How nice is that? Pro racer. I wish I was a pro racer. I'm absolutely not, but very kind of them to think I am. So if you want one of them, get in touch with those guys. Okay, on to the next car, which you've seen. I've featured this a few times on the channel. Again, this is Pitman Dave's YZ10. It is a complete original apart from the trick bits lay shaft, because you just can't get them for love nor money. If you can, you're paying silly money for it. This car is absolutely brilliant. Really lovely car. I did contemplate putting big bores on it, but you know what? I think you got to draw the line somewhere. I'm not going to do that. This car is definitely going to be used at Revival as well. So there you go. There's the 3 cars, the 3 Revival cars that hopefully going to be using at this year's Revival over at Hearts. We have got, let me turn you around. Okay, on to some of the other cars then in the collection. So I know you've probably seen these before, to be honest, but the modern stuff I've done a little bit of late. Finding it a bit difficult, if I'm honest. I don't think my reactions are, well, I know they're not what they used to be. So I've enjoyed my modern buggy experience. I probably enjoy the vintage stuff more. It's a little bit slower, a little bit more forgiving, and just a little bit more fun, really. But these are great cars. We've got the Schumacher LD3, obviously. Then we've got the Wheel Speed Fast Fox on the B7 platform. Great car, awesome stuff. Obviously got the Iconic Cup TT01E here, which is I will never get rid of that. I mean, that was one of the first cars that we used on the channel. So I have, I'm quite fond of it. I'm quite, attached to that car, I have to say. We only did one round of the Iconic Cup, unfortunately, this year, because we just couldn't commit to the others. And it's always great there. It's always a great meeting, and for an incredibly good charity as well. John Weston over there puts on a great show and has raised thousands for Parkinson's UK, which we all know is an incredible charity. So he has absolutely helped so many people out. So Great event if you can get booked in, because they're quite busy of late, obviously. LMGT3, great car. More for me in the winter, really. Go indoors and have a go on that. Obviously, I've got this, you know, there it is there. You've probably seen videos on that. The good old Mardave Cobra. This is an absolute original. It's not a stack RC Cobra, but this is an original. And I haven't really... Oh, nearly went. I haven't really used that a lot. Maybe you should get that out. Maybe we should give that a run. And of course, the LC10B5 up there is an absolute monster. And that's super quick. Last time I used that was at Hearts, and it went incredibly well. The Tamiya Ammo 3 under there. I haven't used that. It's a bit of a relic these days. What else we got? A couple of Ralo bits and pieces up there. FTX cars, Corrali cars. And then, friend of the channel, RC Steve, very kindly built me this. And this is a replica of one of my very first cars, the Mardave Meteor with wiper motor. And you know, just some for me, nostalgia purposes, that car is that'll be one that I'm incredibly fond of, and I will look after that and hopefully get it racing at some point. Whew, it is getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. Anyway, that was a little bit of a video on what we've got coming up, car wise and stuff. We've got the next on the list for us will be the I believe it's Revival, and then after that on August the 9th will be the Popalong Rave Vintage and Vetro event, and bookings will open up real shortly for that. Lots of people asking. That should be great. The track over there is brilliant. If you haven't seen it, check out our latest video and you can see it there. Anyway, I'm going to go now because it's too hot and I need to put the air conditioning on and cool off. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, enjoy the sun, keep cool. See you soon.